in 2008, when Michael Fitzpatrick collected an old organ from his ex-girlfriend, he never expected to form a hit band just a week later. But that is exactly what happened. In under 4 years, Fitz and the Tantrums have been featured at South by Southwest, toured with Flogging Molly, and played on Late Night with Jimmy Fallon. However, after Outside Lands, the group is looking forward to a much-needed break.
We literally haven't seen anybody in like almost 2.5 years, just because we've been always on the road, touring. So, just a little bit of time to like sort of like plant some roots again just before we have to cut them off and leave. I think when you're in the middle of it, it's just like go. Okay, now plane, now train, now bus, now get here, now play this show, now walk there, now say hi to and you don't have a lot of moments to reflect on the path, I mean, I try to always sort of take a moment to center myself and look at, where we are. And today, like being on a stage like this, on the main stage here at Outside Lands, playing in front of 30,000 people, it's like, it's kind of hard not to really see from where we've started to where we've come. It's pretty incredible, but a lot of times there's not a lot of moments of reflection.
Before the organ found him, Fitz was helping to produce acts such as Beck and Flight of the Conchords as an audio engineer. The experience and the range of sounds that the group commands has made them wildly popular as they continue to convert more and more fans.
As a student of music, sort of you're obsessed with all these different kinds of music, and they just sort of organically come through when you create. When you're making music, you're not thinking in those terms of like styles or where it comes from, but for us, there's as much 80s influence and hip-hop influence and indie rock influence as there is in soul influence to our music. So for us, it's really a hybrid.
I mean, it's not an issue of trying to dissect it and what part comes from what tradition, and obviously all of it is sunken into our musical consciousness, and we just kind of try to put ourselves out in there, and if some of that authenticity comes through, then we've done what we're trying to do.
Yep.
Having little money to fund the album, the group recorded their first EP, Picking Up the Pieces, in Fitz's own living room.
Technology permits, you to do a record at home if you want, which that wasn't possible before, and we had no money, so there was a passion and a will and a desire and a drive to get it done, and we figured out a way to do it. And being in a home environment actually is great because you don't have the pressure of spending all this money in a studio. Sort of like record, take a break, reflect, be pensive, think about your music and see what's happening. It just creates a more open atmosphere and relaxed atmosphere to be creative in the best way possible.
While on tour, both in 2010 and again in 2012, the group made some memorable stops in Colorado to play for the crowds at Red Rocks Amphitheater.
It's kind of a poignant thing playing Red Rocks recently, because one of our first big breaks was going on the road with Flogging Molly and Hepcat early in our career, one of the first tours that we ever did, the first tour. And we got to play Red Rocks as a baby band, early in 2010. So going back there and doing it again recently with actually people knowing who we were was real nice.
It is a venue that you cannot ignore where you are. You're looking out at these amazing geological rock formations and in awe of the beauty of that, and it's really humbling and centering at the same time to be on that stage looking up at these amazing rock formations.
We've had a few of those really kind of humbling experiences too with venues lately. Recently we played the Hollywood Bowl, and that was really cool, being from LA and
growing up
going there to concerts and seeing the symphony and seeing so many of my favorite bands play there over the years. Finally playing there was really something.
What up, everybody? This is Fitz and the Tantrums hanging with Telus Studios in Oregon.
For more interviews and artists, visit telos-studios.com.